I guess we're recording. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Market Pulse. Today is the 17th of July. Happy July 17th, whatever that means. Anyway, thanks for joining me here on the Market Pulse. You know what's funny is a few years ago, gosh, it was a long time ago now, I was learning to become a pilot. And I remembered, landing was such an issue for me, right? Like it is for almost every pilot. And you think it's going to be real easy and you just pull in and you get into ground effect, that there's an area like a bubble and the plane kind of sits there until it finally slows down enough to land. And I just remembered I would overreact. And I, I think my instructor called it porpoising. And I would pull up and then I would push down. I'd pull up too much, I'd realize it, and I'd push down, and then I'd push down too much, and like it was going to crash, and I'd pull, and he'd have to take over the airplane, controls. And I was like, why can't I get this? And he's like, take your time, you're overreacting. And I thought about that this morning. Like maybe these markets are porpoising. Like we've been in a couple of months of this funk where we haven't really had a trend higher and we haven't really had a trend lower, but there's been moments of panic in between, right? You know what I'm talking about if you're in any kind of technology. It's been the best of times and the worst of times. And so I noticed that this morning as I was preparing to talk to my mastermind group, and I'm like, I'm going to talk to these guys about fear in the markets, because my belief is that these markets are built, any market is built to take advantage of emotions. And it's our job, especially as retail traders like you and I, we don't have billions of dollars to swing around and move markets. They do. And so when we're the little people, we have to kind of follow what they're doing and we have to know what they're doing. And a lot of times, and this isn't something you can trade on, it's just something you should know. A lot of times, the markets are manipulated. And I have something called amateur hour. I learned that from Bill O'Neill. And it's like the market makers, the big money, the billions of dollars that are slung around in the first half hour, 45 minutes of the day, takes advantage of us. Aunt Susie, you, me, Uncle Jimmy. And they're moving. We're panicking because we don't have a system. A lot of us don't have a system. And even if you have a system, you're still panicking. And so this morning was one of those mornings where the markets were doing crazy things. They were flashing down. We had a speech last night from the president. We had a scrubbed launch from SpaceX. We have the AI trade that's unwinding, and everybody's saying it's like the dot-com bubble, which maybe it is and maybe it isn't. I don't know. We'll find out when it's all done, if it's done. But this was a panic morning. And I saw that this morning and I said, this is one of those mornings, I think, where things are going to bounce. Now, I don't know how much they're going to bounce, but I was watching my DRAM trade, which I was short in, um, cause panic in the markets, right? Caused from the AI sell-off, SanDisk and Micron and AMD, and even the energy companies are selling off. And what the manipulation does is it makes you part ways with the stocks that you like, because you're like, oh my God, everything is selling. I got to get out of this thing. So that's what's going on in the markets. And it happens a couple of times a year and, strongly. And it happens a lot of the times, uh, you know, frequently, I should say. So let me go through a couple of things that I will share with you here. So first of all, let me go back to where I should start here. These are the markets right now as they stand. So the VTI, this is our Genius Market Timing Indicator in our Cash Flow IQ, which is going to be rolling out here in the next 10 days officially. Right now, it's kind of only for our mastermind people, and most of them who are using it are loving it. But it is so cool. It is so cool, guys. I'm going to do a whole video on this thing. But it is basically a full-blown system for creating income out of the market using covered calls. And it's got 15 tools in it now. And I haven't seen anything else like this. So this isn't a video about that, but I'm using it. And this is part of what you see. It's a market timing system. Right now, it's saying the overall market's in a yellow condition. 1 day old, it just went yellow, right? So you can see it's kind of coming down. And it's been a little scary, but this is the big market. Then we go into some of the smaller ones. The SPY is yellow. Two markets are yellow. The third one is red. The QQQs, the NASDAQ, the big tech companies. You can tell the market's red. And so that market has really been coming down. I'm not sure it's done coming down, but it could be, but it's red. And then The Dow Jones is yellow. So pretty much the markets are yellow is the way I look at it, unless you're in tech and then you're really feeling the red. All right. So that's how I read that. The VIX, which is a reversion to the mean indicator, is up a little at the 200-day moving average. Nothing to be that concerned with yet. It's nothing like this where there's full-blown panic going on. But let's go through the markets real quick. And now I know I've been talking a long time, so let me try to whip through a few stocks for you so that you can, think about some things this weekend. Anyway, here's the composite index. You can see it's kind of stuck in this big trading range. And it's trying to maybe go down and test this 25,000 again. I don't know, but that's scary. It's really close to 25,000. It gapped down this morning. Not lovely. The S&P 500 a bit more healthy. You can see it bouncing off the 50-day moving average. That's healthy. If it can hold it, that's even better. The Dow Jones bouncing off the 50-day moving average. The 21-day moving average. If it can hold it, that's really good. Right? So you can see the mixed picture, that porpoising, right? We're up, we're down, we're flat, we're sideways. It's a little hard to figure out. It's a little frustrating, frankly, if you're looking for a trend. I'm a trend trader, so are most of the people I know. And you want to find a trend. Gosh, when you can't find a trend, it's frustrating. Even if you're getting reliable income from the stock and selling calls against it, it's still, you want your stocks to go up, right? You do want to feel like you're right. And then here's the New York Stock Exchange Composite, kind of that overall market, the BTI kind of thing. Very healthy, way above the 50. So you could see a mixed story. Red on the tech, on the overall markets, we're kind of yellow to maybe up to strong. It's all yellow, right? It's all caution. You should have more caution than not in the markets. And so here's the CBOE volatility index, which I just showed you, and it's right at the 200. So the volatility is okay. Apple, excuse me, through all of this, has made this beautiful recovery from this high volume, bad news day. You remember that day? I got sucked out in that day. I had a stop loss in there, which I'm happy I did, and you should have stop losses. This stop loss didn't work out so good. A lot of times they do. But this one was like, well, it bounced off the 273 and it went all the way up, and now it's at 333. Oh, well, you can't make money on every single trade. I have never met a person that has, unless they've done one trade and they got lucky on the first one. All right. So you can see Apple hit an all-time high today amidst all this noise, right? So that looks pretty good coming into earnings here in a couple of weeks. Nvidia, though, this has been a month to month to month flat kind of thing, right? This has been a day trading stock maybe, or just a swing trading stock. It is certainly not doing anything but trending right now. You have to say that's a downtrend if you're squinting. All right. SanDisk, this is the one that's moving the markets, or the markets are moving it. I don't know. But you could see this is 3 weeks of downtrending. It's below the 50. It has recovered quite a bit this morning, which I put out to my group. I said, I think that there's going to be a bounce here in SanDisk and DRAM. And I was going to cover my shorts, and I adjusted those shorts to be in a better position. So we're getting that movement here. Wow. So we're getting at some point somebody's got to step in and start buying, and I think that happened earlier this morning. I'm not sure it's still going on. We'll see. Micron looks exactly the same. Don't those charts look the same? It's so funny. But they're doing the same thing, which tells me that there's a little bit of panic, and now there's going to be an overselling condition where people might be starting to buy again. We'll see. AMD looks very similar, a little bit more healthy, but sticking around its 50-day. It needs to be recovering over that 50-day though. Dell Technologies had a really bad couple of days. I remember I was on a call with one of my mastermind people who is in this stock, and we were talking about it. He's like, I'm really deep in the money, and I'm not sure if I should roll up. Should I? And I said, no, just kind of hang. And we had a chat about it. And while we were chatting about it, the stock was at about 455 or 450, something like that. Up here, at this morning, right here. And then we hung up the phone, and a couple hours later, the stock was down at 400. And I was like, what the heck? And he had the 410. So he was protected all the way down to 410. And then when it got down to 410, I think he rolled down to the 390s or something like that. So he didn't really lose any money in the trade, even though the stock has gone down like ridiculous amounts, 469 all the way down to 390. That's 80 points. Okay. Not fun. The rotation is happening, I feel, out of the AI trade. And I'm really heavily into AI. I just told you about the software that we've built here. But I think there's I don't want to say a bubble, but you can go to the park and you could see those big bubbles. I think we might have some little bubbles going on, right? In the open AI valuation, in the Anthropic valuation, because it's becoming commoditized. That's going to affect the chip makers. Maybe they're not going to have such a premium in their stock price. It's going to affect the energy players, the IRENs and the Oklos and the things that everybody 6 months ago were going to go to the moon are all correcting now. So the AI trade, the air is coming out of a little bit. Is it the beginning of a crash or not? I don't know. I can't predict. I can just tell you that these stocks, and I've been saying this, be careful, because when they're up at highs like this, when they hockey stick up, they tend to give things back really quickly. I'll go through a couple more. SpaceX. Now, this has been a textbook. If you watch my SpaceX videos, I'm teaching something in there because SpaceX is forcing me. This is not a stock that I would normally be in, a stock that's down this much. I would have been out of it a long time ago using a circuit breaker. But because I've been rolling down, I started with the 170 strike short, rolled them to the 155s, 145s, 135s, 125s. Today, I rolled them to the 115s, and the stock is, around 125 right now. So I'm deep in the money. I haven't really lost much. I've lost a little bit of juice decay in the way I've rolled them down. But here's a stock that's down $100 since I got in, and I haven't lost really any significant money. Now, I'm in the trade for the next 3 weeks now, but it is not a significant loser. And that's what happens when you trade and use a system and protect your account on the way down using an in-the-money strategy and having some things that we teach and my students use, and that's called defend your position. So that, if you want to watch that SpaceX set of videos, it just started a couple of weeks ago, and you could see I've already had to do a lot of trading to defend the position. Now, at some point, it's going to stop going down, right? It's not worth zero. Then I'll be able to, catch the spoils. Right now, I'm in the money and waiting for the juice decay, the theta decay, if you will, to give me some profit. This is that DRAM trade from this morning. It's now recovering very well since this morning. And Caterpillar is the last stock I'll talk about, and I'll talk about it for this reason. Michael Burry, who was the guy that made the money, and he was the guy they made the movie about, called The Big Short, has been in this negative short trade. And the short trade is Palantir, Nvidia, and Caterpillar. I think he's got 5 of them. Caterpillar is another one. And he's basically shorting the AI trade. He's been right? You can look at some of this stuff. Now, I always say, a stop clock is right twice a day. Well, Michael Burry has been a little early, frankly, but he's not wrong at this point. Nvidia is not going higher. Caterpillar was an AI play, and they were going to build all these data centers, and they still are, but not to the kind of skyrocket valuation that Caterpillar went through. And Palantir, you've probably seen some of my comments on Palantir. It was in a late stage base, and the probabilities were that it was prone to breaking down, and it did. So I'm bringing this up because Caterpillar has been down 3 weeks in a row, and it's not been down insignificantly for Caterpillar. It's down, I don't know, 20% or something. And that's a big move down if you're in it. And so this stock is not looking healthy at all. It's trying to find a bottom. Maybe it found a bottom here on this candle. Maybe it didn't. I don't really know. All I can tell you is that I would exercise caution in this market. Even when we went green last week, I said, look, it's not that strong a green. Even when we go red, I go, it's not that strong a red, but you got to respect the red. And we've been yellow most of the time in the last 3 months. And I want everybody to learn one thing if you stuck with me to the end of this thing, and that is to protect your account. Because if you lose money, trust me, I've gone through this. If you lose too much money, you don't have enough money to battle back again with. And so protect your account on the downside. Use some kind of a market timing system, right? Use covered calls to hedge your account to the downside, like I've done on SpaceX and has protected me. Use systems and strategies and trading plans. And don't be afraid to go to cash to get out of some of these crazy markets. And don't get sucked into the porpoising of the markets during amateur hour. So thanks for joining me. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next week on the Market Pulse. Take care.